Hi guys, so welcome to the channel once again. This is Eat with Edem and I welcome you all to my channel. Can you guess what we are making? This is one of the most popular foods in Ghana. Like, most people know about this food, but they've not seen it or even eaten it before, because most of our books, whenever they talk about the process of steaming, this particular food is what they use as example. So if you school in Ghana, you would definitely hear of this food, but you might not have seen it before or eaten it or know how it is made. Today I bring you the process of making this popular known food in Ghana, but not such popular, YAKAYAKE, one of Eve's favorite dish. Okay, so let's get started. So this is water. We have plenty water here, and we have our cassava dough. This particular cassava dough, they don't mill it to be very smooth. They mill it to be like, it needs to have texture, okay, so that the YAKAYAKE can be very fluffy. So they don't mill it like cassava dough, like the dough we used to cook at pleno. That's not how they mill it. They mill it to have texture, to not be smooth. So we have our bowl of water. We'll add our cassava dough to it, and we will mix. This process, and the reason for doing this is to remove the starch from the dough. Okay, we want to remove the starch from it because we want it to be fluffy. When the starch is inside, when you make your YAKAYAKE, it's not going to be fluffy. So the idea is to remove the starch. So this is the way of removing starch from cassava dough. So we will pour water and add as much of the cassava dough to it. Mix till everything is well mixed before we continue to strain. As you can see at the side, we have a basket laid with net. Okay, so they put a bowl down and put like 2 sticks that will support the basket, and they lay inside with net. So when you are sure that your dough is well mixed, then you pour it, you fetch it, or however you will do, and you pour it into the basket that is laid with the net. You do that. This way, the water that will drain into the pan inside, the water that is draining, that is the starch that is draining. Yeah, this is so intelligent. So this is how our folks remove starch from cassava. So as they pour it inside, you pour it inside the basket. The water that drains into the pan then becomes the starch. And you know what? Let me shock you. We are not going to throw the starch away. The starch is also going to be transformed into another delicious EWE food. Okay, so stay tuned. Keep watching this channel for more videos. So we have poured our dough into the basket. The first batch we have made is finished. We'll continue mixing and straining till everything is done. So this particular cassava dough, this is the exact dough that they use to make the YAKAYAKE. Yeah, it needs to have texture. When they are going to mill cassava dough, the one we use to cook akple, they add something they call kudemi. It is the same cassava. They'll put it in water for about 3 days. It becomes soft. So when they are going to mill the cassava dough, they'll add it to the cassava. When they mill it, it makes the cassava dough to become smooth. That's what makes cassava dough smooth. Yeah, but in doing YAKAYAKE, you will not add that kudemi to the cassava. You will just grind or mill the cassava raw like that. That will give it texture. The same way when you are going to make YAKAYAKE. So this dough over here can be used to make YAKAYAKE. So in making the YAKAYAKE, they wouldn't have gone through this process of removing the starch from it. We'll just go ahead, squeeze our dough and use it for our kaklo. But in YAKAYAKE, you have to remove the starch. It has to be YAKAYAKE. You see, YAKAYAKE means something that is like, it's fluffy and it's like, it doesn't have too much weight. It's fluffy. That's what it means in EWE. And the YAKAYAKE, it's fluffy. That's the meaning. That's where the name comes from, YAKAYAKE. If I deceive you too. take it like that. So as we can see, our pan is full. So our sister over here will be fetching the water from the pan into another bowl. Okay, because as at now, this dough is very heavy for us to carry. So the only thing we'll do is fetch the water into another bowl. So we are going to leave it till it drain, the water drain from it. Then we are sure that the starch is finished from it, and we will continue the process again. Do you see the water we have fetched into the bowls? Yeah. So what she just add is salt water, brine solution. You just add salt into water and add it to it. You can add just salt the way it is, but you know the sea salt, you know, sometimes there is sand in it, so they add it into water first before pouring it in it, so that they can trap the sand under the water. Do you get? The sand will get settled. So when you add the salt solution, you mix. We have another bowl here with a sack. So as we mix, we just fetch it into the sack. She's mixing it so that the salt will get to every part. That's why you see that she's mixing. Yeah, as she goes under, she will be adding the salt. So this is what we have here at the end of the day. This is the sack. We are going to tie it. Use a stick, so that it will, like, the sack will be very tight. That's the reason of adding the stick, so that it will be very, very tight. Look at our cassava though. So we are going to carry it and put it on. We have laid like a block or something. Then we'll put some rubber and cover it. Then we'll put stone on it. That will squeeze the water out from the cassava. So we are going to leave it overnight. This is the following day, and this is what we have here. We have poured our cassava into the bowl, and she has just made it into ball. Then she'll put it in this cheesecloth. Then she'll squeeze it again because the water has not finished. Like, you just leave it overnight. Then the following day you do like this. Work. So this is how she's going to be squeezing. You see, she take one ball and put it inside the cheesecloth and spread it inside and squeeze it till she's okay. That's like the water that has drained from it is enough. Look. You can't leave your dough for yakayake under the stone for more than 1 day. It's going to ferment. So that's why we remove it overnight. Then we'll do this process of squeezing it, because we want the water to come out of it. So she's going to be squeezing till all the dough is squeezed. So when she squeezes and she pours it comes into like a different shape. So she separates the ones that are bigger into onto the tray. Look at the water we've gotten from squeezing alone. So this one, she's going to make it into a ball and we will dry it. We are going to dry everything like this into a ball like this. If she leave it just like the way it is without making it into a ball, it's going to dry too fast. It's going to dry very hard. It's going to be dried. So making the yakayake is going to be difficult.
The pot water is inside.
So we dry it in the morning. So in the evening, we are going to make our yakayake. So it takes about 2 days to make yakayake. So this is the dough she has over here in the bowl, and she added a little bit of water to make it softer. She's going to use that to how do they call it? I don't know. She's using it to cover the pot. She's doing this with the purpose to trap the heat inside the pot. She doesn't want the heat to pass anywhere and go out, since it's the heat we are coming to use to cook the yakayake. No, she's using the dough to trap the heat inside the pot so that the heat won't get anywhere to pass. So this is the pot. Traditionally, this is how they do yakayake. Traditional pot. You put it on fire and use your dough and cover it like this and do your yakayake. Traditionally, this is how yakayake is done. Then this earthenware is purposely made for yakayake. If you can see that there is holes inside. They've made some holes inside. From there, that's where the steam will be coming out from to cook the yakayake. So this particular earthenware is made purposely to steam yakayake. That's the purpose. So this is our dough over here. We are going to sieve it. We have our cloth and our tray. She's covering everything so that when we put our yakayake inside, it will be able to trap the heat. This is how she will do it before selling. So we have our agbaje. So this particular sieve or agbaje is very important in an EWE home because it is used to do a lot of things. It's used for a lot of cooking recipes and others. It's very important in an EWE home. It's called agbaje. I don't know any English name for it. Sieve, agbaje. So we'll pour our dough on it, then we'll sieve it to make it smooth. So this is how she'll be sieving everything to all the dough we have is complete or is finished. We will sieve everything. So we have some corn husk over here. She has washed it nicely, and you can see she has teared it into like 2-3 parts or so. So she's cleaning it to prevent to dry all the water from it, and that's corn flour. She's dipping it into the corn flour that we used to cook akple, the normal corn flour we used to cook akple. That's it. So she's dipping the corn husk into it. And we have our dough or our flour. Let's say flour. Okay, our cassava flour. Then we'll put our corn husks in our earthenware bowl. Then sprinkle some corn flour. That's the corn flour that we used to cook akple. We sprinkle it. We will now add the cassava flour to it. The reason why we sprinkle the corn flour is to prevent the yakayake from sticking into the pot. You get it? Prevent it from sticking into the agbada we are using to cook. So you can see that the heat is not coming from the sides. It's coming through the hole that they've created in the earthenware that they are using to steam it. So we'll lay a cloth again, sprinkle the corn flour, and add the cassava flour before covering it. We are making it in 2 layers. Yes, 2. We'll cook 2 yakayake at a time. Imagine you're using gas. We'll cover it and allow it to steam. About 2 minutes is done. Then we'll remove it. Look at the way she's going to remove this one. Beautiful. It's removed beautifully. She's going to scrape anything, any excess from the pot. Sprinkle corn flour before adding the cassava flour. So you must sprinkle corn flour before adding the cassava flour, else it's going to stick inside. So add our cloth, sprinkle corn flour a little, add our cassava flour. You see, she's doing it like a mountain, so that you see she's doing it in a way. She's not just pouring the cassava flour into the tin. She's doing it like she's heaping it, so that the yakayake can look beautiful. You cover it and allow it for about 1 to 2 minutes, then it will cook. This is how we'll be doing it till all the dough that we've made is finished. Work. This is hard work. So I asked her why won't we just sieve all the flour down, because I wanted to sieve it down for her. She said no, it will get dried. So if it get dry and you make the yakayake, it's going to be very hard. So we don't sieve it down. You sieve as you make. So as she does it like that, she will put it down for it to cool a little before she will arrange it. That's the same way she's going to be repeating the process till everything is done. Hi, our mothers are really doing well, and our ancestors have done well, or like they get mind. How did they come up with something like this? Guys, if you've watched this video up to this point, you are a real foodie gang. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Kindly hit that subscribe button. Press the post notification bell that anytime I post a video, you'll be notified. And do not forget to share my video. Guys, share. And watch the video to the end, because I need watch hours. Please, guys, help me. Share the video so that it will reach a wider audience. Look at the stress we are going through to just bring out this video. And the video will end up not having much views. Please, guys, kindly share my video, okay? So we are now arranging the yaka. If you look at it really well, you will see that we have front and back. So you have to arrange it well, nicely. She's going to sell it, so she's arranging it so that it will not occupy too much space on the tray. This is how we do yakayake. Avenotopo mall. This is Aveno people. This is their rice. I'm kidding. That's how we used to laugh at them. So this is how we'll be doing till everything we have done, till we made 10,000 pieces of yakayake. Can you imagine? This is really looking appetizing. I remember growing up, we always come to her when she's doing it, and we'll just be eating while she's making it. Yakayake is done, is ready to be eaten. Look at me with my kanami and my shiton and pepper over here with my wagashi. I'll finish my yakayake. Yakayake really teaches patience. We don't eat yakayake in a hurry to choke your throats, but it's very delicious. Guys, hope you've learned something new. See you next in another video. Until then, keep trying new recipes. Stay safe. I love you. Bye bye.